let's talk about motivation for a second. A lot of the time when I speak to people and we're talking about motivation, they're talking about somebody or something motivating them. So often we're talking about, I'll be motivated by this, or if I get a coach, they can motivate me. And one thing that we know is that motivation doesn't come from what other people do for us or what we should do or what we wished we do. Motivation is always linked to how we feel. So it's linked to our emotions, it's linked to our experience of things, it's linked to how we feel when we're doing things. And if we're not feeling motivated towards something, ignoring that information, that lack of motivation, is a key way to cut off ourselves and to set ourselves up for failure. Because that lack of motivation, that kick in that happens, is something that matters. It's something that's looking for your attention. It's something that you need to notice. But a lot of the time what happens is we become demotivated, we shame, blame, give out to ourselves about it, and then we start again and boost ourselves and go again. Motivation is really about, it's about our emotion. It's about the emotional connection we have with the task we're doing or the purpose of the task. And if that emotional connection isn't coming from a place of nourishment or well-being, then it usually burns out. So if it's coming from shaming ourselves, so I'm going to use, because diet culture is a key one to give an example of, but if it's coming from the point of view that, I'm shaming myself into losing weight, and so that works in the beginning, and then it doesn't work, because eventually that type of energy or motivation just drains us. It doesn't keep us going, it doesn't boost us when we need it. But if I am watching what I eat, or I'm managing myself because I know what helps me feel good or what I like, or I know that it's really important to me for whatever reasons it is, right? We tend to be able to get back on to the path of motivation very quickly. So a lot of the time we expect to be motivated and we expect just go, 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 go. But the reality of motivation is that it's got to be topped up. And it can't be topped up if we're drained because we've been shaming and blaming ourselves into the action or into the thing we want to do. So a couple of things I've learned after 8 years of working with people is, the first thing is connect, whatever the goal is, make sure that it's based on something that really, really matches up with your values. Not with who you think you should be, not with shaming yourself, but really matches up with who you want to be and who you are. Okay. The second is check the motivation. Are you motivating yourself with shame and blame, or are you motivating yourself with potential, hope, all the positive feels that when you are struggling, they can come in and top you up? Which one is feeding you is really, really important. And then the third thing is to remember that if you're demotivated about something, instead of ignoring it or pushing through, which a lot of coaches would recommend, I recommend actually stopping and getting into relationship with the demotivation. What is this demotivation telling me about my relationship with the activity, with the goal, with myself? And when we listen to that, I'm not saying we accept it and just don't do anything. I'm saying that we listen so that we can then understand and reduce the barriers that are getting in the way of our goal. So motivation is not a thinking process. Motivation isn't in our head. It isn't because we want to do something or we think we should. Motivation is a feeling. So we feel motivated, we feel connected to ourselves, to the task we're doing, and to the goal. 3 connections: self, tasks, and the end goal. If we don't feel connected to the 3 of those, it's very, very hard to be motivated. And this is true for work and life. So this is true in relationships, it's true in personal goals, and it's definitely true in work settings. If we don't feel connected to ourselves at work, if we don't feel connected to the task, or we don't feel connected to the bigger outcome, we'll become demotivated much more naturally. So to maintain motivation, check, are you connected to yourself? Are you really connected to the tasks? And are you really connected to the bigger picture? And if not, if they're out of alignment, how do you bring them into alignment? So that demotivation that presents is telling you something's out of alignment. How do you listen to it and use it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Pop me some messages on Twitter or Instagram, DM me, and let's have a chat about motivation a bit further. Thanks a million.